Hello, myself Dr. E. Srinivasa, working as an assistant professor of physics in IDSD Government College, Chikmagalur, belongs to Kuvempu University. In this video, we will discuss about the cosmic rays. This video is done in accordance with the syllabus allotted by Kuvempu University for 3rd BSc 6th SEM students. In this video, we will discuss about what are cosmic rays, discovery of cosmic rays, types of cosmic rays, latitude effect of cosmic rays. Dear students, we know that all living beings, including humans, are continuously exposed to ionizing radiations which are coming from terrestrial and extraterrestrial sources. The radioactive radiations like alpha, beta and gamma originated by primordial radionuclides such as uranium-238, thorium-232 and potassium-40 present in earth crust and in building materials are called terrestrial radiations. Charged particles like protons, electrons and other atomic nuclei coming from outer space is originated by sun and other distant stars and galaxies are called extraterrestrial radiations. The example for the extraterrestrial radiations are the cosmic rays. Then what are the cosmic rays? The extremely penetrating and ionizing radiations many times stronger than gamma rays consists of charged particles, namely protons, electrons and other atomic nuclei like helium, carbon, magnesium, iron, etc. entering the earth from all the direction from the interstellar space is known as cosmic rays. These cosmic rays, which are originated from sun, stars and other galaxies outside the solar system, travel nearly equal to the speed of light. The energy for the cosmic ray particles ranges approximately about 10 power 8 electron volt to 10 power 20 electron volt. This energy is very much greater than the energy which is produced in any particle accelerators and laboratories on the earth. Upon impact with the earth's atmosphere, cosmic rays can produce showers of secondary particles that sometimes reach the surface passing through our body and can affect the living beings. This is important point regarding the study of the cosmic rays. The peoples spending more time in space at high altitudes like in aircrafts and aeroplanes are more affected due to high intensities of the cosmic rays at very high height from the surface of the earth. By studying the cosmic rays, we can study about the origin of the universe. Before the development of the ultra high energy particle accelerators, cosmic rays coming from extraterrestrial sources were the only energy particles available on the earth for the study of elementary particle interactions. So, who discovered the cosmic rays? After the discovery of radioactivity by Henry Becquerel in 1896, it was generally believed that ionization of the air was caused only by radiation from radioactive elements in the ground and naturally occurring radioactive gases like radon and its isotopes. Cosmic rays were first detected by Elster and Gittel in 1899 and later by C.T.R. Wilson in 1900. They found that the charge of a well-insulated electroscope leaked away slowly even in the absence of any ionizing agent. At first, it was thought the loss of charge of electroscope is due to the ionizing radiations coming from radioactive substances present in the earth. In that case, the rate of discharge must decrease when the electroscope is taken to height above the earth. In 1909, Theodore Wolff developed an electrometer, a device used to measure the rate of ion production inside a hermetically sealed container and used to measure radiation levels at the base and top of the Eiffel Tower. The electrometer showed higher levels of radiation at the top of the Eiffel Tower than at its base. However, his report was not widely accepted because this is the observation in opposite to the observations observed by the terrestrial radiations, in which the intensity of the cosmic rays decreases with height because intensity is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. Later on, Victor Hess in 1911 measured ionization of air, cosmic radiation levels at different altitudes up to 17,500 feet in the Earth's atmosphere by sending electroscopes in balloon, and found that the rate of discharge from electroscope increases as we go higher above the Earth. On the other hand, the ionization of air in the electroscope decreases as we go down into mines or into the sea. He then suggested that there is some extraterrestrial radiation bombarding on the Earth from all sides, and these are responsible for ionization. Millikan also investigated Hess' suggestion and called this radiation as cosmic rays. Since then, the rays are called cosmic rays. Victor Hess awarded Nobel Prize for his work in 1936. What are the types of the cosmic rays? Students, you already know that cosmic rays consists of high energy atomic nuclei, mainly protons reaching our Earth from outer space, as well as secondary radiation produced by these nuclei in Earth's atmosphere. There are two types of cosmic rays: primary cosmic rays and secondary cosmic rays. What are primary cosmic rays? The cosmic rays which are just entering our Earth's atmosphere from outer space are called primary cosmic rays. The primary cosmic rays consists of mainly about the 92% of protons, 7% of helium nuclei. They are also called alpha particles, consists of 2 units of charge and 4 units of mass, and remaining 1% are of heavy nuclei. The energy range of primary cosmic rays is about 1 MeV to 10 to the power of 14 MeV. What are secondary cosmic rays? When primary cosmic rays interact with nuclei of atmospheric gases, secondary cosmic rays are produced. Below an altitude of 20 km, all cosmic rays are secondary. On entering the atmosphere, the primary cosmic rays collide with nuclei and produce mostly pi mesons, pi plus, pi minus and neutral pi mesons, and also some hyperons like lambda particle, sigma particle, omega particle, etc. The pi mesons produced carry sufficient energy and decay into lighter particles, namely mu mesons, electrons, positrons, neutrinos and photons. The photons are also called gamma rays. All such particles constitute the secondary cosmic rays. The secondary cosmic rays mainly consists of pi mesons. These pi mesons produced carry sufficient energy and decay into lighter particles like mu mesons, electrons, positrons, neutrinos and photons. At sea level, the secondary cosmic rays contain nearly 70% of mu mesons and 29% of electron-positron pairs, and the remaining 1% are of heavy particles. So in the next slide, we will discuss about the latitude effect of cosmic rays. What is the latitude effect of the cosmic rays? The variation of cosmic ray intensity with the geomagnetic latitude is known as latitude. If we draw a graph of intensity versus geomagnetic latitude, we can observe the latitude effect of the cosmic rays. The variation of cosmic ray intensity with latitude is as shown in the figure. The cosmic ray intensity is maximum at the geomagnetic poles. At the poles, the latitude is 90 degree and minimum at the geomagnetic equator. At the equator, latitude is 0. The intensity remains constant between 42 and 90 degree. The latitude effect may be explained on the basis of Earth's magnetic field on cosmic rays. The presence of such an effect indicates that the cosmic rays are charged particles, because whenever a charged particle moving in a magnetic field experience a force. Here also the cosmic rays experience a force, and also they are deflected away from the surface of the earth. The earth's magnetic field is directed from south to north. Here this is the south and this is the north. This is the direction of the magnetic field from south to north, and it is perpendicular to the direction of travel at the equator. Therefore, it exerts a maximum force of F is equal to QEB sin theta at the equator. The angle between direction of the magnetic field and also the direction of the motion of the charged particle is 90 degree. They experience a maximum force of deflection, and hence they are deflected away from the earth. The intensity of the cosmic rays are therefore minimum at the equator. Here the graph shows that this is the latitude and along y-axis there is an intensity. So intensity of the cosmic rays is minimum at the equator. At the equator latitude is 0. From 0 to nearly 42 degree, the intensity on either side of the equator goes on increases, and a maximum between 45 to 90 degree. The decrease in cosmic ray intensity. The decrease in cosmic ray intensity at the Earth's equator is explained due to the Earth's magnetic field. The charged particle approaching the Earth at the poles almost equal to the direction of the field. See, here the magnetic poles are there. At the poles, the direction of the motion of the charged particle and the direction of the magnetic field is almost parallel. Therefore, theta is 0, sin 0 is 0, F is equal to QEB sin theta. So, F is equal to 0. Therefore, maximum cosmic rays entering the surface of the earth, and hence intensity is maximum at the poles. At the equator, the angle between the direction of the motion of the charged particle and the direction of the magnetic field is 90 degree. Therefore, maximum portion of the cosmic rays will deflected away from the earth's surface, and also some of the undeflected rays will reach the earth. Hence, intensity of the cosmic rays is minimum at the equator and almost maximum at the poles. This is about the latitude effect of the cosmic rays. The remaining effects will be studied in the next slide. Thank you for watching.